Cody Crybabies, yeah.
Oh,
That's what they're called.
okay, all right, okay, got it. I didn't know the name that was coming.
It was the Cody Crybabies, and these are grown-ass men. And Cody gotta finish his story. He has to finish his story right now. It's like, wait a second, hold on.
Superman's Kryptonian nature makes him one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, but his humble upbringing makes him the most modest. While he's basically an invincible god, Superman chooses to live as a regular human, interacting with others as a soft-spoken Clark Kent when he's not saving the world. It's Superman's humility that makes him such a special superhero. No superhuman feat or temptation corrupts him. Kal-El is technically a higher being with everything he needs to take over the world, yet he sacrifices his time, his relationships, and his emotional well-being to serve and protect it. And I think this is what James Gunn is hinting at with that beautiful image of just Clark Kent wearing his uniform, because that's essentially what it is. How firefighters and police officers, they have a uniform to wear to go out and protect. That's what Superman essentially wears. It's a uniform. It's not just a suit or a cool-looking suit for visual aesthetics. The DCEU captured Superman's struggle to fit in quite nicely. Henry Cavill's Superman was depicted as a godlike figure who insisted on saving a world that judged him and rejected him, which is a valid take on one of the many dramatic elements of Superman's history. James Gunn's Superman seems to explore a similar struggle from the opposite angle. Instead of an unstoppable god trying to be human, David Cornsweet might be depicted as a human being facing the trials of a god. Again, James Gunn going back to the more human elements of Clark Kent, rather than, here is this god on earth trying to manage his way and face the trials and tribulations of how people react to him. I mean, of course, you can always depict that, but if you're gonna do it, don't do it for 3.5 hours where people are just shitting on him throughout the entire time, and then the last 10 minutes are like, oh, guess what? We kind of like him now. It's like, don't do that. And I think that's what James Gunn is not going to do. James Gunn is really going to focus on David Cornsweet as a human being. We are going to like his Clark Kent, because that's the most important aspect. We have to like Clark Kent as a character. We have to invest our time with this character and really get to know him, his ins and outs as a character, and what makes him relatable, what makes him likable. And I think David Cornsweet has all the tools of the trade to really showcase a charismatic, likable Clark Kent. And I think that's what Zack Snyder kind of failed at, is not really making us relate to Henry Cavill. Because like I said, Henry Cavill is such a charming, charismatic person when you see him on interviews, but none of that was captured in the DCEU. All that was captured was, people hate me, I don't know why, I'm sad throughout the 2 hours of this movie, and yeah. It's like, Zack Snyder, I love you, but you got to give the audience a little bit more to really latch on to Clark Kent. And I think that's what James Gunn is really going to do, and really focus on the humanity of Clark Kent, and then really focus on or really make the Superman aspects, the larger than life aspects of that character, the second or at least the least primary focus, which is smart, because again, we have to like the character rather than, we have to like the hero rather than the superhero. And I think that's a really smart choice. So we'll see how it all shakes out, whether or not James Gunn knocks it out of the park, or whether or not this is another lackluster Superman film. We just have to wait and see. So that's going to be it. Hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok. This is actually when it comes below. What do you think of all of this news? And again, no shade towards Henry Cavill. Wasn't his fault. But I think I think everyone can agree the material was really the main problem, rather than Henry Cavill's performance. And it's a shame, because again, Henry Cavill had everything to be a great Superman, but it is what it is. But James Gunn, I guarantee you, will not make the same mistake as Zack Snyder did. Love you all. Stay safe. Truth out.
Nigga.